A vendetta or a setup? New letters are raising these questions in the latest Drew Peterson debacle. Peterson is facing more prison time for allegedly plotting to kill the Will County prosecutor. Former Peterson defense attorney Joel Brodsky joins us this morning. Joel, thanks so much for coming in this morning.
My pleasure.
When did you receive these letters?
About February 19th. I got them both in the same envelope from Mr. Adrian Garcia, who's the prisoner in Statesville now, who had reached out to me a few days before.
They're very long, they ramble a bit, but they have a lot of detailed information. What jumped out at them, at you, I should say?
Well, I mean, that's what made me, or convinced me that they were legitimate, because he has such great detail, times, places, dates, people he met with. I was able to confirm that Antonio Smith was with Drew Peterson in Menard. I was able to confirm that Gabriel and Mr. Antonio Smith were in the same prison together at Pontiac and at Statesville. So everything checked out. There was nothing in there that didn't check out. So I was convinced that they were legitimate.
So in these letters, the inmate writing them claims that his deal with the feds ended up falling apart. Is this a vendetta out against them for not putting together this deal for him?
Well, I don't know if you call it a vendetta. Clearly, it was he and Antonio Smith who first hatched the idea of setting up Mr. Peterson in order that they get a deal. And then, as it developed, they dropped Gabriel to the side, and Antonio Smith went ahead and got his deal. He's out now, I think, in witness protection in Florida. You know, I think that Gabriel, when he was felt left aside, said, "Oh, you're going to do that to me? Well, I'm going to throw a little monkey wrench into your plot here," and disclosed it. And that's when he started reaching out to Stephen Greenberg to try to warn Drew that he was being set up.
And that warning went unheeded.
It didn't go through. He said he wrote over 8 letters, a couple of phone calls, and for some reason, you know, that I can't fathom, Greenberg never warned Peterson that he was being set up. So I guess in some way, Greenberg's responsible for Drew's indictment.
So at this point, what is being done with these letters?
Well, I immediately, when I got them and after I read them and checked out that they were legitimate, I sent them to the Randolph County Public Defender, so that who's defending Drew against these charges, so that they could use them in defending Drew, get this information, get these notes, get all the discovery that they need, so that they could show in the defense that this was not a legitimate murder for hire plot, but in fact a setup. I mean, there was never a plot, until Glasgow sent Mr. Antonio Smith back to Menard wearing a wire to get Drew to make the plot. Until then, there was never a plot. So, I mean, that to me shows that it's an entrapment, you know, clearly. Right.
And so Drew Peterson is expected back in court next week. Do you think these letters will come to light in court, or what will happen with them at this point?
Well, perhaps. You know, that's just a probable cause hearing, and that's a very, very low standard. Just whether or not there's a potential that a crime was committed and that person committed the crime. So I don't think these letters would stop probable cause, but they're going to be a hell of a burden for the state to get over in an actual trial, or even on a motion to dismiss, because I mean, the allegations contained in these letters, you know, basically blow the state's case out of the water.
Very interesting. Joel Brodsky, former defense attorney for Drew Peterson, thank you so much for joining us this morning.